The Cronulla Sharks in 2023 season review right here, right now for you at Barry Charles Footy Show. Well, the Sharkies, how did they go? Well, to me, they reminded me of 2022. It was just a replica. Apart from they were a bit lower down on the table, they had a chance to get the top four, but they just went boom out the finals just like that. And this time they only had one game. They were at home and they lost. Absolutely shocking for the Sharkies. That Craig Fitzgibbon has got them to a standard, but somehow defensively, for a defensive-minded coach, he hasn't been able to get the best defensively out of these players. So that is a big question they need to do if they want to be any chance of 2024. Their attack-wise, they're good enough, but defensively, for Craig Fitzgibbon, that's really something very weird and strange that they're not good defensively. But obviously, he hasn't got the systems right. He's going to have to work on that for the Sharkies to improve. But yep, we're going to talk about the Cronulla Sharks season review right here, right now. Well, the Sharkies, they ended up sneaking into the top 8. They ended up getting into 6, but it was real tight at the end of the season. They sort of could have, if they lost a couple of games, missed the top 8. So they've had a season. But let's have a look. The completion rate of 75% was okay. Points for average for each game of 25 compared to 20 against, which is is all right. But if you want to be up with the Penriths, you got to drop that by another 6 or 8 points if they want to be the top echelon team, and that's what needs to be worked on by the Sharkies in 2024. Top point scorer, Nicho Hynes, 187. Ronald Mulitano getting 21 tries, very good there. Blake Brayley, the best player, debated over there. Rookie of the year, Tom Hazelton. They didn't have much to celebrate in terms of rookies of the year, to be honest. The Sharkies, well, let's have a look at where this season went. It was a bit of an up and down year, but one of the earlier games against the Warriors was something ridiculous, like 30 points to 8 or something like that, and they lost 32-30. It was something like that anyway. Craziness to lose that game. It was an embarrassing, and then they were embarrassed 44-6 to the Cowboys. That was at home, and they lost to the Cowboys away. 44 points to 6. Not good for the Sharkies. So when they play good, they're excellent, but when they play bad, they play bad. It's the thing with the Sharkies at the moment. They can put in 1 in 5 games, so they play an absolute shocker. Interesting, Matt Moylan got dropped. Did it work? Failed the first time. Then sort of went okay, and then sort of just went the same as before. I'm not sure what the answer is there. Defensively, they've got to get their working out with Talakai and whoever plays here, Trindle, Matt Moylan, whoever's going to play there next year. They've got to work to get there, but even get the second row better there. They really got to work on finding the best defensive team out there to get that done. Whether Talakai goes to the second row, I don't know. That's just something the Sharkies have to think about. Now, I heard in my comments that about Nicho Hynes, how the hell did he get 3rd place? Because he's the best player in the team. And he's probably very liked by a lot of the judges. So that's another question. You could argue, yes, that's a question of likability. That's why he's getting so much points. But to be honest, I thought he was their best this season. I don't know why Blake Brayley got best player, but anyway. But I suppose Blake Brayley does all the simple things, and he stayed on the field this year, so that's positive for him. But Nicho Hynes is the key. He's absolutely the key man. He's the steering of the ship. He's pretty much the Andrew Johns for the Sharkies. Then also there's Ponga as well. Ponga is very much in the same ilk. There's been the one-man band arguments at the moment. Nicho Hynes is a one-man band at the moment. He's not really got the support around him to help him out. They're all solid players, but there's no one really going, boom, let's take charge of this game outside Nicho Hynes. And Nicho Hynes hasn't handled the pressure sometimes, and he's admitted that, which is good to hear. But sometimes just the pressure. And obviously, the state of origin, I think, really was a big thing for him. It really would have knocked his confidence, and he played some good games, but you could see his game straight after it. He was absolutely shattered. Probably shouldn't have played. So some issues there for the Cronulla Sharks in terms of relying too much on Nicho Hynes. Will Kennedy and Cade Dykes injured at the start of the season. He was a supposed fullback, son of Adam Dykes. We will see how he goes next season. whether he makes it through. Will Kennedy, they need more out of him. But yeah, number 6 a big issue for the Sharkies. Very much a big issue all season. Couldn't get the best out of Matt Moylan and Blake Trundle. Other than the answer, it doesn't look likely. That's just something. But clearly defense. Even though if you look at their career, their stat highlights, it actually wasn't too bad in terms of the season. But against the top 4 teams, 5 teams above them, they were all better than them in that stat, and that's what got them where they ended up. They're there. They just got to go to the next level of the Sharkies. That is the key for you Sharkies fans out there. Nicho, always very solid. But are they missing a little bit up front? Do they need a bit more punch up front? I know Toby Rudolph had a few month or so off an injury or a bit longer. He'll be better for next year, but I just don't know if they have that sort of class up front. They've got solid players, but they just don't have their Payne-Haas. They don't have the Fleekers. They don't have those Adam Fanua Blakes. They don't have their gun player, and that's what they're missing, the Sharkies. They need a leader. Andrew Fafita used to be their leader a while ago, and Paul Gallen, of course. But they just haven't had that sort of player since. They had Dale Finucane, but he has been injury prone, but that's the only problem with Dale Finucane, and obviously him not playing a lot of football as well hasn't helped this team at all. But they're pretty much on old legs. They're trying to find guns to go with Nicho Hynes. They got hopefully Cade Dykes might be an answer for you Cronulla fans. But anyway, that is the Cronulla Sharks season review for 2020. There wasn't a lot of scandal with this club this season. They just did what they did. Just unfortunately, again, just fell at the final hurdle when it was mattered. Had the home game and couldn't beat the Roosters. It was very disappointing. They had the Roosters down to 12 men and looked like absolute shocking. Just could not get it done when they need to in the big games. But anyway, that's the Barry Charles Footy Show. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully the Sharkies, for you fans out there, will get better next season and maybe push to go better and make it to the preliminary final, because they've got their little bit. If they get there a little bit better, they can. But anyway, thank you for joining me here at the Barry Charles Footy Show.